I'm the Business Guy, and in this video we'll talk about the 5 legal tools to protect your assets from lawsuits. Most people work hard all their lives in order to accumulate wealth or build a legacy to leave to their heirs. In an instant, a lawsuit can wipe out all their hard work. And it's easy work. If you could please click the like button below so YouTube promotes this video, and I'd really appreciate it. You can also click the subscribe button and notification bell so that when more videos come out like this, you'll be up to date right away. According to ZeroEdge.com, someone files a lawsuit in America every 2 seconds. That's faster than my Tesla goes 0 to 60. Thanks, Elon. So that's 1 lawsuit for every 12 adults in the country, according to the site. If you're a business owner or professional, that number is as high as 1 in 7. For medical doctors, the Bureau of Justice found that plaintiffs won those suits more than 50% of the time, and the median award was between $400,000 and $631,000. I mean, give me a heart attack. Hey, doctor. Now, you work hard. If somebody wants to take away your money from you, you need to make them work a lot harder and do your best to put up barriers they're not going to climb over. Now, nobody's going to do it for you. You need to take action before it's too late. So as asset protection professionals, we primarily create 5 legal tools to help clients do just that. Number 1, land trust. Now, if you're like many Americans, real estate is your biggest asset. No, Alex, I said biggest asset. But unless you live in one of those 6 states that forbid creditors from taking your personal residence, your house is at risk. No states protect investment real estate. So your remaining real estate assets are at risk no matter where you live. Now, if you want to keep your ownership private, you can call us about setting up land trusts. Now, land trusts are both for owners of a single home and real estate investors with many properties. Land trusts act as a privacy shield rather than a tool to protect assets. So the trust acts as a vehicle that holds the title to your real property confidentially. It allows you or your LLC to be the beneficiary and to direct the property's management. So why is a land trust listed as an asset protection tool even if it doesn't directly protect assets? Because a land trust will help limit exposure to contingent fee attorneys. The reason is, the first thing a contingent fee lawyer will do before taking a case is to do an asset search. With your properties in land trusts, you look poorer than you really are. Structured properly with other trusts, it may also help your heirs avoid probate and provide you with a privacy that's helpful in lawsuit prevention. It's generally wise to use the land trust in conjunction with an asset protection and lawsuit protection tool such as an LLC. Now, for tax purposes, you'll be the beneficiary of your land trust that owns your home, but an LLC will be the beneficiary of the land trust for rental properties. The LLC or limited liability company is the most popular tool for holding real estate. Experts also recommend them as asset protection tools to hold stock market investment portfolios. Many others use them to operate businesses or hold vehicles. The LLC has the asset protection benefits of the limited partnership. When somebody sues the owner, there are provisions in the law to keep a creditor from taking the member's interest in the LLC. Plus, when an attorney sues a business, the LLC acts as a shield. It can keep the judgment from taking the members' and managers' personal assets. Now, in the past, a one-member limited liability company was an excellent way to protect assets. The law prohibited judgment creditors from seizing a member's interest, whether it was a single member or multi-member LLC. But in 2010, new case law began developing in states like California, New Mexico, Florida, and others, and now it's possible for creditors to seize the member's interest unless it has 2 or more members. So states such as Nevada, Wyoming, and Delaware changed their statutes offering protection for single-member LLCs. No, Alex, not singles, bars, single-member LLCs. And that's where an LLC has just 1 owner. Now, savvy asset protection experts have changed the way they use this valuable tool in many states. So instead of simply placing the real estate investment or other risky assets into the LLC, it's now smarter to place the title to the property into a privacy trust, such as the land trust we discussed before. Then have the LLC as the beneficiary of the trust. We'll hold the LLC membership interest in an offshore LLC, such as those we set up in the Caribbean island of Nevis, and that's Nevis. Now, the next step higher in asset protection is to put that international LLC into an offshore asset protection trust, the strongest legal tool in the world, which we'll discuss in a bit. Once you do this, an LLC is still one of the best vehicles for risky domestic assets. For example, it is ideal for holding real estate investment properties. Go ahead and call us for details. Number 3, a corporation. In addition to LLCs, corporations can help protect owners' assets. For example, an S corporation or a C corporation corporation can offer great tax benefits as long as it meets certain conditions that we'll talk about. If you're considering using a corporation to shield your assets, keep these 3 issues in mind. Number 1, a corporation is a great tool for protecting personal assets, and it works as a limited liability tool for its shareholders, directors, and officers. That means it will protect your assets from collectors of corporate debts. It can shield against personal injury claims caused by the corporation or its employees. Likewise, it's a great barrier to breach of contract judgments like those many business owners experience. While a corporation is an excellent shield for many types of businesses, it won't protect the assets of personal service providers. It can't protect a doctor who does a boob job instead of a nose job. This is even the case if he or she works for the corporation. It can, however, offer a shield from non-professional employee liability. Did your secretary hit somebody when picking up your lunch? A corporation can help, even for a professional person. In order for a corporation to truly protect assets, it must carry itself as a distinct and separate entity from its principals. If it doesn't, a creditor can pierce the corporate veil and attach judgments and liens to the principals. That's why many of our clients enroll in our Corporate Shield program, where we help keep all of the legal ducks in a row, such as helping with annual minutes for meetings, stock certificates, bylaws, resolutions, etc. Number 4, equity stripping. If you have valuable assets, creditors will look to them in order to collect judgments or liens. There's one common asset protection strategy that enables you to continue utilizing those assets while making it difficult or impossible for creditors to access them. We call that equity stripping. And it does exactly what it sounds like. The idea behind this method is to strip your assets of any equity. Thus, there's little incentive for creditors to come after them. We typically do this by attaching liens to the property that reduce the amount of equity. Now, it's a 2-step process. First, we set up a privately owned LLC, and we use it to record mortgages or deeds of trust against all of your real estate that secures an equity line of credit. Then when the quote bad thing happens, we have international institutions that will buy these loans and distribute the proceeds into an inaccessible account in the next tool, the Offshore Asset Protection Trust. Okay, now here's the big one. The strongest one. In fact, I just got off the phone with a guy who was in a nasty divorce with a vindictive judge. He didn't lose a dime because he had tool number 5, the Offshore Asset Protection Trust. The Offshore Asset Protection Trust is another legal tool in our belt as asset protection experts. These operate in much the same way as U.S. trusts, but the trustee is our foreign law firm. The U.S. courts don't have jurisdiction over our foreign law firm / trustee. Thus, the firm will not be obligated to follow U.S. court orders. With a U.S. trust, however, the U.S. trustee would have to hand over control of the trust to the courts if the court so ordered. But our offshore trustee, on the other hand, is not subject to the court order and would be willing to fight in order to protect the assets. Obviously, this type of asset protection tool needs to be set up by an expert with the knowledge and experience to do it right. In fact, I've personally drafted more offshore trusts than anybody on the planet. It also appears that I've written more articles and made more videos on offshore trusts than anybody alive. Now, it's ideal to establish one before somebody sues you. We have, however, seen the Offshore Asset Protection Trust work repeatedly after a lawsuit is filed. Now, this organization has literally established thousands of trusts, and we have not seen our clients lose assets when established properly. So they are as close to bulletproof as we've seen. Now, there's one big reason why they're used so frequently: they work. Now, in conclusion, asset protection is an integral part of keeping your assets safe from creditors. But it's important that whatever method you use, it's structured properly. And considering that the cost of litigation in a lawsuit can reach $150,000 according to the Small Business Administration, you should do all you can to protect your business, assets, and the wealth you've worked so hard to build. There are legal tools that we create to do just that. The bottom line is that knowing this information alone won't help you. You actually need to contact an expert and establish the proper legal tools for yourself. There's a phone number below and a free consultation form on our website that you can fill out to get additional support from our attorneys and consultants to take the needed action. Please click like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Thanks for watching. This is The Business Guy.